Hi there, my name is Aliyah Selah, and welcome to Astro Insights. So today we're looking at the summer solstice and Stonehenge, the wisdom that's rising up from so much of the ancient wisdom that was there in Stonehenge and how it applies as a tool. It was a clock, a celestial clock. So we'll see how that connects to the summer solstice and how synchronicity is increasing and how there was 5 planets that lined up and these 2 star charts. One is the super full moon and the other is the solstice. So let's have a look. Come on in, check it out. Okay, so the first thing that we wanted to look at was how this prehistoric monument of Stonehenge is in fact a celestial clock. It's known now for that and has been studied for its possible connections with ancient astronomy understandings that may have come from early UFO interactions and star knowledge that was taught. Hello, I don't know if you're interested in that or if you agree, but I found that it was incredibly interesting to watch ancient civilizations and ancient aliens that are both on Gaia. And I just found they did a lot of research to help us to understand the scientific implications of the new archaeology that's really embracing this understanding of all the different things they found in ancient artifacts that have little spacemen on them. So this comes to a point where we have to say, well, how did they lift those rocks when we know that levitation is one of the skills that the Galactic family has, very much in their abilities after doing so many different crop circles and things of that nature. We know they have many, many abilities. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of bring that up and talk about how the summer solstice is related because the sun rises behind the heel, and that's it, this right here, the heel stone in the northeast as part of the horizon, and its first rays shine onto the heart of Stonehenge. So that's the sunrise that happens with the summer solstice. And then the summer, the winter solstice is when it sets right here with this other line up here. It's directly across. Stonehenge is carefully aligned on a sight line that points to the winter solstice sunset, which is southeast. When it's is open for people, they let them come celebrate just as in times of old, which is kind of cool if you wanted to come. That's what they said. I'm not sure about summer solstice, but winter solstice, they usually open it up. So this is kind of an interesting thing because we know that this is something that we've heard of and heard about from many, many scientists and archaeologists. And here it has something to do with astrology. And they've even gone so far as to map this whole thing out. And you can see here that they even have the equinox sunrise happening there and the equinox moonrise happening there as well. At this rectangle here that is at the center. We have the winter solstice here and the summer solstice here with the heel stone over it. So it's pretty interesting to see that this is a big clock and the site is aligned in the direction, as we said, the sunrise of the summer solstice and the sunset of the winter solstice. And I do believe lifting these heavy stones are now considering, the galactic levitation support, and that was how they designed Stonehenge. So if that's something that you think and feel, all my star seeds out there and light workers and intuitives and psychics and people who have the same kind of understanding, please let me know what you think and feel. And if it's something that you're just like, no, then I'd like to know what you have to say as well. So go ahead, comment below. All right, so here we go. This is another one. This is supposed to be what it looked like when it was all built. Now here we have the sunrise and the sunset. And then we have the altar here and the second circle that's not hardly there anymore. And some of these are gone as well. We're just showing the ones that are there. These are the ones that are gone, are the ones that have been colored. So we go on and we find out that it is in fact a clock and there is 360 degrees in a circle. So it's 24 hours of time is the whole going around the circle in astrology. 15 minutes, 15 degrees is equal to 60 minutes an hour. 7.5 degrees is equal to 30 minutes. 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes of time, and 1 minute is equal to 4 seconds. So that's degrees that you'll say that a sign is at a certain degree, or a planet is a certain degree in a sign. And then you'll say how many seconds also. And that's how you get really exact. And it's quite an interesting science. So what I found out here, which was interesting, is that something did happen that was pretty amazing. So right before the solstice happened, there was the moon that happened, the super full moon. But before that, there were 5 planets across the sky. It was Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So the thing that's so cool about this is that if you were following Johnny Depp and his case, the verdict happened June 1st. Okay, 2 days later, 5 planets line up. And a few days later is his birthday on June 9th. So it's very, very cosmic, because all of us were so focused on it. And whenever planets line up, it's about group thought. It's all of us coming together to unite our energies. And we really did come together and focus on that. And I believe it's because we were watching human and civil rights being played out before our eyes with the whole cancel culture and censorship issues. It was a really tremendous healing, I think, for the community to witness this. Now, what we have here is that Mercury, the planet of communications and travel, it went direct June 3rd, which is the first day that you could see it. Now, it went direct, and Saturn here, Saturn went retrograde the next day till October 27th. So I think that's kind of interesting. They were all lined up for a very short time, and then boom, they each went their opposite direction, those 2 planets. So we have Venus, which is about receiving energy, yin energy, and Venus is conjunct Uranus, which is sudden changes, in Taurus, which is an earth sign. It's a fixed earth sign, and it has to do with the earth and planting and beauty and nature. And so this is going into Mercury, is going to go into Gemini on the 13th, which is the day before the full moon. So Venus is into Gemini on June 22nd and going to be there till July 17th. And that's days after the solstice. So we're going to end up with Venus, Sun, and Mercury all in Gemini. And Gemini is about communication. And right now we really need to focus on our conscious communication and upgrade our interactions so that we have more emotional intelligence happening as we correspond in various different issues that need to be looked at, and see how we discuss it in a really ethical way. So I think that Johnny winning his case really gave us some, at least gave me more, kind of respect for our system. And when it works well, it works very well. Okay, so the next one is Mars, which is giving energy. That's a yang energy. And we have Mars and Chiron, which is the wounded healer in Jupiter. And then Jupiter next, which is expansion. And it can be over an indulgence. And Jupiter is in Aries. Innovation is Aries, and pioneering and coming up with solutions. That's May 10th to October 28th. That's a time for us to really go over things that we could do to help, innovations that need to happen. If you have something that could help the world right now, this is really a good time for you to just go for it, even though it seems like, wow, how possible is it? It's more possible than you think, because we're more connected than ever. And we have, all of us, the need for each of us to rise up and do what we can to help our planet right now. Okay, so then we have Saturn, which is responsibility and karma in Aquarius. Again, that's a community wound that we are healing and bringing all our skills together. And I just saw that Johnny Depp did such a great way of showing us how his humility and how much he respected each person. People liked him and appreciated him because he appreciated everyone. Whenever he was on the set, that's how they felt, everyone. They tried to go get dirt on him from a spy that Amber hired, and they couldn't find any. They got some on Amber, but they couldn't find any on Johnny because of where his heart was at. So that's why Saturn was really important. He's at his second Saturn return, and that happened a day before his court case started. It's like, who plans this, right? So he was just exemplifying second Saturn return, which is giving back to the community. And he gave us our human and our civil rights in the council culture and in the censorship times, how to stand up and say, I need this to change. And I believe that we'll see a lot of other men, victims, rising up, as well as female ones being believed because they have evidence and they understand that we are going to support them through this process like never before. So we'll move on now. We'll go on to, this is the full moon chart. And if you notice, right there's your star. See that star? 6-pointed star right there. It's also got a kite that's kind of got a look for it. And I always look at the energetics of the lines because it speaks something about the chart, its signature, and having that star, I think, is very, very powerful. And this energy has been building. You know, our world really wants to grow for the best, and we're here to grow. That's what astrology shows us, how to grow and for our best, highest good. And I believe that when transits are happening, it's for all of us as a group. And so there's been some intense eclipses that happened on May 15th and 16th. It was very powerful. Some few before that, there was a black super full moon. And so we had many of these eclipse energies right before this lineup here. And then we have the super full moon on the 14th in Sagittarius. And it's about how we can now ease towards more optimistic approaches to our life and believe that things can actually be getting better because we understand that it's all about our search, our quest, our vision, how we embrace our vision, because pain pushes until visions pull. That's Michael Beckwith. He says that all the time. It's so true. Mercury in Gemini happened June 13th, joining the Sun, and Venus is joining on June 22nd. That's watching our thoughts. Communication, seeing where you put your focus. The Gemini communication words are air, healing, perspectives, and also curiosity and playful creativity. So that's a lot of Gemini that's happening until we get to the solstice, which I'll look at the chart next. And the Cancer communication is water healing. So it's emotions, and it's, you know, transitioning needy energy into nurturing energy and creativity. Cancer Sun is also opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So this is what's happening. As the solstice happens, the Sun enters Cancer, and it's going to at some point totally line up with where Pluto is in Capricorn. But it's so powerful, you'll feel it from the beginning, and I'll update you on that as it goes. Whatever needs to be rooted is brought into the light, perhaps uncomfortable, yet the new space is opening up for something far more life-enhancing. Our community is bonding and getting stronger, healing our community wound together and rising up this vibe that we need to. It's time to rise the vibe. Yeah, that's what's happening. And this is the solstice. Okay, so this solstice here, as you can see, it's sideways, but it is another star. You see how that star is right there? So that's the second star. And there's Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto in Capricorn opposite the moon, the Sun in Cancer. Yeah, is right there. So that's where you have that. And there's going to be a lot of other things that are going on as well. So with the summer solstice, we are sending our hearts on an enchanting romantic journey if we are brave enough to venture from home. Can you feel me on that one? So Cancer kind of wants to stay at home, but it needs to be a time for more adventure. If Cancer sun, is able to have, the bonus of Venus, the planet of love, as it enters Gemini on June 22nd, this gives us a chance to form an intellectual connection to others. And that can help to spread more connection, more love that can develop from us agreeing with a lot of our ideas. Pluto is in Capricorn, which is opposite Cancer. So this means that it's birthing a new goal, love, and focusing on shared visions with those who are also focusing on the same vision with you. It's an incubation time that's going to happen because dreamy Neptune is retrograde in Pisces on June 28th. So that's coming up after the solstice, June 28th. It's the planet of ideals. It can be illusions. It's dreams and visions. And it's a way to, let it incubate until December 3rd, 2022. That's when it's going to be leaving Pisces. But that whole time is a very good time to really go into your inner sanctuary and come up with what it is that is your deepest vision that you need to go forward towards. This helps us to realign with our visions and birth a new vision that also happens on June 28th because the new moon is happening in Cancer. So this new moon together with also this Pisces, Neptune visionary energy, it's a wonderful time to birth your deepest visions and have it grow with the moon, something I call moon cycle qigong. So I have a program for that because I really believe that we can start with the new moon and grow our visions as our energy connects with the moon energy growing. Okay, so just to review, we have Mars in Aries giving energy, which is with Chiron, the wounded healer, which is with the Jupiter in Aries, which is expansion. It also can be overindulgence, and that's from May 10th to October 28th. Then Saturn, which is responsibility and karma in Aquarius, it went retrograde on June 4th, and it'll be there till October 22nd. So that's a time to really go over and say, well, what do I feel about community? What is my ideal community? And how we can connect with the concepts of community and how important that is. So we have Uranus, which is conjuncting the North Node in Taurus right here. Okay, so we have all of this Taurian energy, but that Uranus energy, that's growth. We are really headed towards some growth that's happening as we focus on the needs of the earth and the mother and how we can care for her. And a lot of things are going to be coming up around that because there's people who say that they're talking about sustainability, but it's not regeneration. And what we need is regeneration. Sustainability is to keep some of the same factories doing some of the things that they shouldn't be doing. That's sustainable to some companies, when really we need regeneration of the planet. We need to start growing food forests and be in harmony with the whole ecosystem that we are one with. I'm actually doing some aquaponics and I'm understanding how the cycle works in such an amazing way. And that's all about our responsibility. We have a responsibility and karma to get along with each other and to heal our planet. So we are fueling awakenings around our values, security, and comfort. Uranus is a planet of revolution and sudden changes, the future and breakthroughs. It has been moving through Taurus, which is again a fixed sign, since May 15, 2018, and will continue through that sign to April 27th, 2026. So we have some time there to deal with the outer planets move very slowly, and yet Uranus is really shaking things up. So we need to appreciate the fact that that's what's happening. So we have a lot of things that I've been doing here with various different views in astrology, new moons and full moons. I've been doing some videos on those. I just did the summer solstice, and I'll do the new moon and full moon again in July. And I'm also doing a whole series on relationship alchemy, which is couples working out their relationships through astrology, and how we can raise our kids by attuning to the energy of our children. It's just a wonderful way to have astrology be part of your life, and then how we can heal our community wound and heal each other, because it's really time for us to see how connected we all are. And there is an overall understanding of rapid expansion, Jupiter and Uranus, reevaluation. Saturn in Aquarius is a regenerative focus for our garden planet. And I would love to have you continue to tell me what it is that you want me to cover with astrology, because I will be listening to what you have to say that you're interested in, and keep letting you know what the various celestial shifts are and how it affects us, because we have free will. But when we are in alignment with the celestial bodies, we have more choices so that we can actually continue on doing the best. And I'm going to be leaving you with this. Relationship alchemy is something that I'm going to be working with, deepening romantic love with astrology and sharing the same vision. That is something that I really would like to have to offer the world right now, because there's a lot of people who are having issues getting along. And what I would really like to do is see how astrology is raising emotional intelligence. It's giving us a way to talk about some of the harder, more subtle things to talk about in relationships, and how we can get along, and what some of the things are that a person might do or say, so that we can understand those inclinations and aren't necessarily a personal attack, or aren't necessarily what you know about the person until you get to know them better. And astrology is a wonderful way to see the lessons you've come to teach each other and to learn from each other. And that's the best use of astrology. So relationship alchemy, celestial timing, and soul growth. I offer authentic life readings. And if you're interested, I offer Transparenting Tarot readings as well at transparenting.net/tarot. There's a link down below where you can get a free Transparenting Tarot 3-card reading. If you leave your email address, you'll be sent a copy of the reading, and I'll add the I Ching. And if you put your birthday, time, and place, and it's okay if you don't know your time, just say so. But if you do that, I'll also add some personal astrology facts to the reading that you send. Okay? Blessings to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for staying to the end. And I just so appreciate that there's people who are interested in learning astrology to help our planet raise emotional intelligence. So if that's your call, I'm calling out all the empaths, the light workers, the healers, the teachers, the parents, and the emotionally intelligent who want to raise the vibration of our planet. Now's the time, and I believe there's something that can be learned with astrology and Astro Insights. Blessings. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to connecting again. Peace.